Another week passed, meaning more Tuesday stream stuff along with Dokkovan. So let's begin. But first, cards for the last few days. So we start with the card of the day, with the only one being a double rare Thegrea Tier 9 Emilios. Grade 1 AK power and the skills. Although, when this unit is placed on rear guard with another grade 1 or less rear guard, costs Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets 5k power until end of turn. Basically like a Jewel Knight where you place on top of another one and then skill activates. I hope this is the way to distinguish Maelstrom with Flagberg, because I am a little worried that those two are going to be very similar in playstyle because Aqua Force reasons. Especially with lore reasons, Flagberg is basically the descendant of Maelstrom, so I do hope they could differentiate the playstyle a bit. If this one does do like Superior Call on top for the multi-attack, I'll take it as a unique playstyle. And now with the Dokkovan stuff, we got Kheios support, starting off with Go Ahead Mikani, the glitter card. Grade 1, AK power and the skills. Although, when placed on rear guard, you can soul charge 1. Sure, why not? But the second skill is where it matters, because it's act rear guard. If you have a grade 3 or higher Vanguard, put this to soul, choose up to one grade 3 Mikani from your soul, and call it to rear guard. Basically the other version of himself. And that's not too bad because that card does do other things. But we also have the third skill, which is Glitter for Kheios, where count soul. When you would count soul for different card names, all your copies of itself of this card in soul are counted as different card names. So you have 4 of these, it's counted as 4 different card names, which is actually pretty good for Kheios, because Kheios does need those different names. And Kheios has been the weird one to build because you do need different name cards, meaning a bunch of probably one-ofs or a lot of soul manipulation, but this is a very nice support card overall. Next, Diverse Wildmaster Honor Ratio. Grade 2, 10 power and the skills. Count rear guard during turn. If there are 8 or more cards with different card names in soul, this unit gets boost and plus 5k power. Not bad for Kheios, but the second skill, Count Rear Guard Guardian. If you have 8 or more cards within your soul with different names, you can intercept even from the back row, and this card gets plus shield plus 5k. Overall, not too bad, and again, some back row interceptor is nice, just gives you more variety with stuff with Kheios. Like I said, Kheios is just a weird deck to build, considering that you're going to need to play quite a bit of one-ofs, but overall not too bad for the deck. Next, for a promo for Grand Grace, Knight of Soaring Blade Fembale. Grade 3, 30 power and the skills. Auto, center, back, or rear guard. When the battle ends that this unit attack, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Soul Blast 1, discard a card from your hand, choose one of your Vanguards with Grand Grace, and during your turn, it gets plus 10k power and 1 drive. Remember, Grand Grace focuses on center back row attack, so in return, Grand Grace is going to lose its booster, but this actually kind of solves part of the problem. Not only that, it gives it extra drive, which can make it very threatening as well. Too bad it's just a promo, but overall it is pretty good for Grand Grace. And now for the Tuesday stream with Thegrea support, we start off with Universal Angel. Grade 1, AK power and the skills. Auto, when discarded from hand during your turn, and your Vanguard is glitter, cost counter blast 1, draw a card. So it's a conditional counter blast for a draw in glitter decks. Not really worth it in my opinion. In fact, I'd rather be using Painkiller Angel because at least that you can still boost with it. Sure, you have to cost a soul, and soul is going to be important for Thegrea, but still, over a discard to counterblast for a draw? Yeah, it's not really worth it. If it doesn't have the counterblast condition on it, I would actually run this, but nope. Unless there's a consistent countercharge engine for Thegrea, I don't really see a reason to play this. Next, Pink Moth Girl Maple. Grade 3, 8k power and the skills. Auto drop. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed during your fight phase, if you Persona Ride this turn, and you do not have a copy itself on your rear guard, you may call this to rear guard. If you called, this card gets 5k power until the end of turn. Basically like the original Maple, but slower because this one needs to be with Persona Ride. And keep in mind with the original Maple that it says on any Maple, so you have to call that one first before calling this one, which you are going to really do anyway. And basically another Maple target for Thegrea, which is also nice. But the second skill is Glitter for Thegrea, and the skill is Auto Back or Rear Guard. When your unit in the same column as this unit stands, you may stand it. If you do, at the end of turn, retire this unit. There was a grade 3 that says if you Persona Ride during the turn, it gets the ability to boost, and then if there's a rear guard that stands in the same column, it stands it, which this basically just replaces it now. Because no matter which version of Thegrea you're using for its skill, there will be a stand skill, and the retire doesn't matter because it's just gonna call itself back. So overall pretty good. And then here's the old order card that was already revealed, just in case you guys didn't know. This basically lets you superior ride a Thegrea 1 turn early. But unfortunately Persona Ride doesn't activate, but basically the second skill will activate for Thegrea because it requires the opposite version of itself to use its skill during the turn you ride it. So very helpful card indeed. Finally, we got a new order card, and it's a new type of order called a Regalis piece, and you can only play one of these in a deck and one time in a fight. And the card is Gracious Gradle, grade 3 normal order, and of course is a Regalis place, and you activate it if you did not Persona Ride this turn, while your grade 3 has a Persona Ride icon. And the skill is, you activate the Persona Ride ability. Basically, lets you Persona Ride 1 turn early. Unfortunately for some decks like Thegrea, it's not going to work for that deck, because Thegrea requires you to Persona Ride on the opposite version of herself to work. Still cool card though, so run it in your own leisure if you can. And then next week we got the new Dragon Empire Cross Epic Ride line. Hopefully it will be something interesting and awesome. And for lore reasons, it is connected to Tamiora, so hopefully it can be combined with archetypes. So that's it for these reveals. What do you guys think of them? Honestly, nothing super absurdly crazy. It's just more cross epic ride line support, and I will take it, especially for the dual nation versions of the cards. But that Regalis piece did surprise me. I'm not gonna lie, I was not really expecting that card. But in that's it for this, and see you all next time.